Hi guys, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching me, depending on your time zone. Again, happy Mashujaa Day. Now, today, the Mashujaa Day provided an opportunity for both the Deputy President William Ruto and the ODM leader Raila Amolo Odinga, who actually went to an extent of donating his time to the ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi. Raila was well received and his speech was good. He reminded the gathering about the heroes that Kenyans should be celebrating to date. Again, he mentioned about his relationship with the Mwai Kibaki, the former president. He went ahead again to talk about Jaramogi Oginga Odinga relationship with the Jomo Kenyatta. Then he ended up talking about the Luo community relationship with the Kikuyu community. Na akasema anapanda mlima. Now, on the other hand, the Deputy President William Ruto got a chance to address the gathering, and seemingly he was received as if he was the guest of the day. Yet we understand that this was a day for President Uhuru Kenyatta to address Kenyans, try to articulate on what his government has done, what he is intending to do, and the future of the country. Those guys received William Ruto, and anyone who was there could think that he was the main guest. So I wanted to listen shortly to William Ruto, how he was received. Then after this, there is something I'm going to explain to you after this video.
Mwadhani agosho ngaino mwega endesho de Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Asanteni sana. Your Excellency.
Now we are continuing with our punchline discussion, but a quick reminder. You might be watching me and you have not yet subscribed. Please consider subscribing so that any other time once we come out with a video like this one, you will always get notified. Again, to all the channel subscribers and anyone who drop comment, I must say thank you so much for your unconditional support. Let us give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube is going to suggest our video to more viewers. Now, back to our discussion. The first thing that you should have to understand about Central Region, remember, this Mashujaa Day is happening right away in Kirinyaga County. And the Central Region up to date seemingly is seen as the bedroom for William Ruto. To some extent, whereby if President Uhuru Kenyatta or Raila Amolo Odinga try to make entry into Central Region, you'll find there are groups which are always mobilized, either to heckle them or to just misbehave in that rally so that it will be seen as if they are not welcome into that region. So, when these guys received William Ruto in such kind of a way, we can understand to some extent that it is always organized that William Ruto should always be received in that manner so that it will always believe that definitely he is the savior of the Mount Kenya region come 2022. So yes, it could be credible. People are just excited about William Ruto, and again to some extent it is believed sometimes it is always organized to happen in that manner. Now, something funny, before William Ruto going into this event, there is a post he made on his Facebook page. And there are people who appeared into that post that him as an individual, or let's say that the Hustler Nation or Tanga are celebrating as their heroes. I'm going to explain that, but before we go into that, there are some issues we have to understand here. That Mashujaa Day we are celebrating today was once celebrated before as the Kenyatta Day. This is the time Kenyans used to celebrate the heroes who struggled to liberate the country, but mainly they used to celebrate the founding father Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. So you have to understand this. Now, when the 2010 Constitution was promulgated, that day was changed from Kenyatta Day to Mashujaa Day. Then ile ya Moi Day ikakuwa scrapped. So when we celebrate this day, there are people whom we cannot miss to mention during this time. So I was surprised to see the post the deputy president made on that day and the people whom I was anticipating to see into that post missing. For example, the photo of Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, the founding father, was missing. Number 2, the photo of the first vice president of the Republic of Kenya, who is among the people who fought for liberation of this country, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, was missing. Though he went ahead to mention other important people, not to mention, to include in the picture the other important people like Tom Mboya, Wangari Maathai. So the question we are trying to ask ourselves today is, what message is William Ruto trying to send outside there? Number 1, to his supporters, and number 2, to Kenyans at large. Then those people whom he's waiting to vote for him in 2022, when he avoided the photo of Mzee Jomo Kenyatta and to some extent Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. So number 1 in my thinking is that it has reached a time to an extent whereby William Ruto has cut off the tie with the family of Jomo Kenyatta. Once they got into problem with President Uhuru Kenyatta, Ruto is communicating here that for him, he has nothing to do with this family at any given time. So he don't have time for them, and he will not even recognize them in one way or another. Though in his speech he went ahead to mention Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, but that was just a PR exercise because what he posted is different from what he was speaking in that event. So definitely this guy has reached to an extent where he believes that President Uhuru Kenyatta might not help him in any way or another, and for that reason, he don't see the reason to celebrate the Kenyatta family. Number 2 is the reason to do with the dynasty. William Ruto has taught Kenyans that President Uhuru Kenyatta is from a dynasty family. So Jomo Kenyatta family is the family of dynasties. So to some extent, I believe that in one way or another, if we could have gone to an extent of putting Jomo Kenyatta photo there, then it means he will be telling his followers that definitely he is glorifying the dynasty that he has told them that they are the people who have ravaged the country. So that could be another reason why William Ruto could not go to an extent of putting that photo there. And then we come to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. So number 1, Raila Amolo Odinga is a competitor to William Ruto. So putting the photo of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga simply could have been, it could have been shown outside there that he is definitely trying to say that Jaramogi Oginga Odinga has an input to the democracy that we have in the country, has to an input of the country we are celebrating as a Kenya. So for that extent, he is a hero. And if he suggests that Jaramogi Oginga Odinga is a hero, then definitely he could have been helping Raila Amolo Odinga to raise his standard of being given sympathy from Kenyans as a preferred person because his father fought for the liberation of this country. So to avoid any sympathy that Raila could have scored from his post, then definitely he had to avoid putting the photo of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga into that post. So for that reason, he could not. Number 2, then he just telling the public that his relationship, the family relationship between Oginga Odinga and William Ruto as a person is not that much good. Because if they are in good relationship, then there was no any problem for him to put that photo there. Because you cannot separate Oginga Odinga from the liberation of the country called Kenya. His input was there, it can be felt, and it still exists. That's the truth. Then lastly, in my observation, I saw William Ruto telling President Uhuru Kenyatta that he is going to make sure that the project that the president started initiating, when he gets to the power, he will accomplish all of them. I think this also William Ruto went overboard. Because you are telling a president who is still serving in the office, he has 1 year to go. But already you are here telling him here that you are going to complete all the projects that he has started. So it means you are simply telling the public that President Uhuru Kenyatta is a lame duck president. That's what William Ruto was definitely telling the public. And President Uhuru Kenyatta right in his eyes. Another challenge is that in as much William Ruto is saying that he will make sure that he accomplishes all the project started by President Uhuru Kenyatta, on the other hand, William Ruto has been on front line criticizing President Uhuru Kenyatta on all the failures that the Jubilee government has gone through. He simply wants to take credit where they have done well. But he wants to separate himself from all the mistakes that the Jubilee government has done. The best way that William Ruto could have confirmed to President Uhuru Kenyatta that he will fulfill all the promises and projects that might be pending when Uhuru leaves the government, it could be easy if William Ruto is ready to take responsibility from all the failures of Jubilee government. Once they do that, then he can be trusted that he can accomplish all the projects started by President Uhuru Kenyatta. But when it reaches a time when William Ruto comes out to criticize the mistakes and the failures without taking any responsibility as the deputy president, then it means that there's no way William Ruto in his own mind when he is in office as the 5th president that is going to fulfill the promises and the project that President Uhuru Kenyatta has not finished. That is a fat lie, and it can be easily confirmed if you listen to his speeches when he's addressing people in his rallies. That was my another observation. Now, I don't know what you think about that event, but you can tell me in the comment section your views. But the good thing is that President Uhuru Kenyatta has finally opened the country. Curfew imeisha. Sasa mambo ya wale jamaa kukulia haipo tena. So now people are free to do their business. I think this was one of the greatest things that the president has done to the citizen. So even I saw how people, when people heard this, they celebrated. They were so much happy up to the end. I'm sure if it was William Ruto addressing these people, he could have started by saying that amefungulia curfew. Then the people will be shangiliaring him up to the end.